afternoon and thank you all for joining us and keeping it KTN. Welcome to KTN Weekend at 1. I'm Joy Doreen Bira. Senate Speaker Ekwe Ethuro and Senators Gigi Kariuki and Laikipia and for Laikipia and Kipchumba Murkomen for Elgeyo Marakwet have insisted that Senate will continue with the fight against errant governors. Speaking during the launch of the Laikipia County Strategic 5-Year Plan in Nanyuki, the senators maintained that the Senate's role was to safeguard public funds. And they also say that at this point in time, they tore at county assemblies for slacking off, and Ethuro defended the Senate for the summonses and the eventual impeachment of Embu Governor Martin Wambora, saying they had to follow the rule of law.
Sasa wengine mliwezwa nyinyi. Sasa mnasema tuende tugonge magavana ndio rais.
We are not going to relent. We will not relent in ensuring that the money benefits the common mwananchi. Hatuwezi kataa.
That money must be accounted for. Na hata ukifanya namna gani, it has to be accounted for. Hiyo unafanya ni kujiuzuru. Na hata ukijiuzuru, we will follow you in your house.
We are demanding accountability because we are responsible enough to know that you need more resources.
Meru County Governor Peter Munya says governors are ready to go for a referendum to force the National Assembly to allocate a larger share of the national budget to the counties. But as Catherine Omando reports, senators are now seeking a middle ground in the war with governors, and also saying none of them is keen to see funds to the counties slashed one bit.
The supremacy battle between governors and legislators seems to have deteriorated into an all-out war based on threats and counter-threats. After the National Assembly sought to reduce the financial allocations to county governments, governors now say they will turn the people against the parliament.
We are not going to accept threats. The new constitution must be implemented to the letter, and let no one think he is above the law. Let no one think he can ujumu katiba mpya. Asitubutu. And I'm going to tell them everywhere. We are not joking.
The Meru County Governor, on the other hand, is looking for a more permanent solution to the feud by making laws concerning county allocations more specific.
Zile vita nyingi ziko Nairobi tunataka sisi zikome. Kama hawakomi na hizo vita, wakitaka tuende kwa referendum tena tunaweza kuenda. If they want to hear the opinion of mwananchi.
Unasikia kuna kelele Kenya yote. Ati gavana wametumia helikopta, gavana wamebuja pesa na mambo kama hiyo. Sisi hatuna kelele Meru. Gavana wetu anafanya kazi vizuri.
MPs have proposed the amendments of the County Governments Act 2012 to ensure that they divide the monies sent to county equitably and reduce the roles played by governors. Catherine Omwando, KTN.
Now, the much-awaited coffee buyers from the United States of America have arrived in Nyeri County to sample the coffee milled at the Kenya Planters Cooperative Union mill in Sagana. Starting next week, the potential buyers will hold a meeting with the coffee farmers. Karunderi reports.
Earlier in the week, KTN aired a story about the coffee produced in Nyeri and the neighboring counties being able to find a buyer from the United States of America. The news that the coffee had found a direct market in the U.S. caused ripples in the industry, especially given that coffee farmers have had to deal with various ups and downs over the years. Timothy Bryan, representing the buyers from America, toured the KPCU milling plant in Sagana, accompanied by officials from the Nyeri County government. Bryan said the prices would be negotiated at the mill and not with the exporters, and this will translate to increased profits for the farmers.
We are all in a sustainable relationship where the farmers can continue to see a future in growing some of the best coffee in the world, and my clients and the people in the world will also continue to enjoy high levels of quality Kenyan coffee.
The buyers will be meeting the first batch of farmers on Monday, and this provides for the first time an opportunity for the coffee berry farmers to engage directly with the buyers of their produce. Middlemen in the sector have been a headache. If all goes well, then the tide for coffee farmers will change for the better.
For the first time, we want to put the coffee farmers in direct contact with the buyers so that they can negotiate the price. And we hope that as we come out of this next week, we will be able to move over 15 containers of coffee at a price that will be agreed between team and the factories and the owners of the coffee in Nyeri County. And that is the way forward. This is what you want to do in the future.
The Nyeri Trade Executive Stanley Miano, who had traveled to the United States, had earlier told KTN that he had toured 6 states, with his agriculture counterpart Shadrach Mubea expressing satisfaction at the turn of events.
From last year we had about 24 million kilogram of cherry. Now we have over 50 million kilogram of cherry just by starting this initiative.
We also have other counties that have shown interest, other 5 or so counties that have shown interest to work with us. So those quantities may end up being higher.
This has not happened before. The coffee farmer has not had a chance to interact directly with a potential buyer. And if this kicks off smoothly, then the coffee farmers will be a happy lot and will be smiling all the way to the bank. Carol Nderi for KTN in Nyeri.
Thanks a lot, Carol, for that story. Now, tuberculosis patients and residents of Isiolo Central have lamented the closure of the Isiolo TB Manyata Hospital. The facility has been used for years to offer treatment to TB and HIV patients. Those who spoke complained that TB patients will now mix with other patients at government and private health facilities, increasing chances of cross-infection. They also say that it is punishment for the TB and HIV patients to be walking to the district hospital since most of them are weak. However, the government says that the closure of the Manyata Hospital was meant to end the stigma on those who go there.
Kama Manyata TB imefungwa, huyu mtu ako na TB akienda General Hospital atakutana na ugonjwa mwingine.
The government, that is both the national and the county government, is heading towards decentralization of the TB services. So we are heading toward the decentralization so that this treatment and diagnosis of the TB can be found at lower levels, not necessarily at one centralized point. So the government thought that let the TB services be accessible at a dispensary, health center, private, non-governmental health facilities, so that instead of now concentrating the TB services only in one point, that is the TB Manyata, you can go to Isiolo District Hospital, get your services there, AIC dispensary, all other health facilities, GK dispensary, prison dispensary, and all these the services are available.
Now, Vihiga County Governor Moses Akaranga has put on notice chemists selling KEMSA and government-issued drugs to Wananchi. The governor says any chemist found with such medicine will be prosecuted. He was speaking at the county headquarters as he flagged off a consignment of drugs worth 26 million Kenya shillings from KEMSA to various health facilities in the area. The government drugs, he said, are offered free of charge to Kenyans at health centers, yet some chemists do stock these drugs and sell them to ordinary Kenyans.
As a ministry, we want really to, because most often the facilities right from...
I want now to warn you that anytime I find that you are selling drugs which have been written KEMSA or GOK drugs, you will definitely be arrested. You will actually arrest you. Kwa sababu hatuwezi kuleta madawa kule zitoke kule tusaidie wananchi, tena zinatoka kwa hospitali zinaenda kwa chemistry, where again the same wananchi wanaenda kununua. Hiyo ni vizuri kweli? No. So the local chemists, please, for heaven's sake, even not local chemist alone, even if you find that there is a chemist in Kakamega which is selling drugs from GOK or KEMSA, they will have to explain to us how they receive those grants.
Sponsors and partners have been pouring in to support the First Lady Margaret Kenyatta's Beyond Zero campaign. The latest to join the party is Murang'a County, whose governor, Mwangi wa Iria, contributed 2 million shillings towards the campaign. Murang'a County presented its donations during a walk organized as part of the Beyond Zero national campaign, acting as a curtain raiser for the First Lady's Marathon, set to go down on the 9th of this month at the Uhuru Gardens. It is aimed at raising funds to reduce mother and child mortality by improving the state of health facilities across the counties.
Wanapata huduma bora hospitalini na kuhakikisha kwamba zote tunamlenga mkono
Every county in this country must have a mobile clinic which will create the capacity, the capability to reach out to mothers and children who are in deep rural areas whereby it's hard to access maternal health care.
We are convinced that we have the means and know-how to achieve a significant decline in maternal and child deaths without our lifetime. This is why we are launching the Beyond Zero campaign.
Kiambu County government is set to open eggs, rabbit and quail product marketing centers within the county in order to revolutionize its agricultural sector. This was revealed by the county governor, William Kabogo, during the opening of this year's Kiambu Agribusiness Trade Fair, which was held in Thika Stadium. Kabogo noted that over 300,000 people in Kiambu County depend on agriculture either directly or indirectly. The governor said that in order to modernize livestock breeding, the county government has held in-service training to all artificial insemination officers.
What we lack mostly with the farmers are the new technologies.
Mimi nahimiza wakulima katika kaunti yetu ya Kiambu mujiandikishe ili muweze kufaidika kwa kupata pesa ambayo ni ya mkopo ya 5%, only 5%, ili muweze kuinua hali ya maisha.
Now let's take a look at sport. The stage is set for the most anticipated clash that after 26 years will bring Gor Mahia FC to action against Esperance of Tunisia at the Nyayo National Stadium. Gor Mahia supporters in small numbers are already streaming into the Nyayo National Stadium and are optimistic that, as always, the Green Army will back their team as they face off Esperance. The North African side succumbed to a crucial defeat in the hand of Gor Mahia side during the 1987 Mandela Cup, but soccer pundits in the country have put it that history will not be relayed upon its today's encounter. Kenyan soccer fans are expected to turn up in large numbers and make the clash a national affair to deny the Tunisian side an away goal. Gor will miss the suspended David Owino, who has proved instrumental in their defense line, but Bobby Williamson's tactical changes will be expected to curb that deficit. Visiting golfers from Eldoret, Esther Chumo and John Barorot emerged tops at the Jamii Telcom Masters held at the Current Country Club. Handicap 12 Chumo from Eldoret Club was the best golfer that was on Friday after returning a good score of 42 at the Current Golf Club, the host venue for the 2014 Kenya Open. Chumo was on top form, firing 6 pars through the opening 9 holes, and Eldoret Golf Club captain John Barorot claimed the men's winners prize with a score of 40 points. Barorot made 4 birdies through his round, and the annual Jamii Telcom is held the week preceding the Kenya Open, and it gives Kenyan golfers opportunities to fine-tune their skills before the premier event that tees off on the 6th of March this year. Susan Kasinga finished as the lady winner with 41 points, and Ben Wonders claimed the nearest to pin on the par at par 3, and 14th with Zakaria Kowech, who was the staff winner with 32 points. Now let's take a look at the Premier League, and Jose Mourinho fell short of declaring that he would help Fulham win against the English Premier League leaders today. Mourinho says for as long as Chelsea wins the league, he would be happy to see Fulham secure 3 points today. Fulham are bottom of the Premier League table and 4 points from safety. Stoke forward Peter Odemwingie is doubtful but John Walters should be available despite suffering illness early in the week. Stoke will be home to title contenders Arsenal, while Liverpool visit Southampton in a late kickoff. 3 matches kick off at the same time this afternoon, and Everton will be home to West Ham as Hull City play host to Newcastle. The match between Sunderland and West Brom stands postponed as Chelsea's 1-point lead is under threat. More so going by Mourinho's soft spot for Fulham. Should Arsenal win away to Stoke and Chelsea do net points away, then the Gunners will reclaim the top spot. But Liverpool could leapfrog Manchester City should they win, and City are not in action today. And well, that's it that we had for you on this weekend's edition of KTN Weekend at 1. My name is Joy Doreen Bira. Join me shortly on Africa Speaks, where we're going to be talking about International Zero Discrimination Day and also bring in the factor of the anti-gay law in Uganda, knowing that it has been trending across the East African region. Do stay with us.